Looks like the Daleks are here again. It's time to get these GuiTARDIS plans back. What will I need? That's not a screwdriver. That's a screwdriver. Exterminate! 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 That was easier than I thought. Plans are back, safe and secure. Time to get on with building. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about with the Daleks and the guitar plans, then check out part 3 of my video series right here, and it'll all make sense to you. Okay, let's get on with part 5, where I continue work on the body. So the first thing I'm going to do is to work out the placement of all of the switches and controls. Now, I had roughly done that on the practice body blank, but now I've kind of worked out the exact position I want. So after a bit of measuring and a bit of trial and error, I think I'm happy where it is. So I will mark these and then drill some pilot holes. And then after that, I'm going to look at the delay pedal and work out how that will be attached to the body, and where I'll work out to how to put all the channels in for the wiring. Now I want to put the holes in the side for the input jack and also the power for the LEDs, just to make sure that there's enough room for the wiring on the inside. But before I do that, I'm going to have to do the chamfer on the top and the round over on the back, because otherwise, if there's a hole in the side, when the bearing runs around the edge, if it goes into the hole, it's going to mess up the line on the top. But also, the body's not perfectly smooth around the outside, so even before I do this, I'm going to have to go around, scrape all the edges, make sure it's smooth, so I get a perfect line around the top and the bottom. So it feels like it's a couple of steps back, but they're all jobs that I need to do anyway, so let's get on with it. So here's what the pedal will look like on the inside. We'll have the power going off to a battery, and then the output jack of the pedal. I'll just have to cut this patch lead and solder it to the output jack of the guitar. And then the input of the pedal on this side will just go off to the rest of the guitar wiring. Now my plan at the moment to secure the pedal to the body is to just glue a couple of blocks of wood to the side of the pedal, probably with super glue, and then I'll be able to screw in those blocks of wood to the top of the guitar body. I might have a little bit of room down the bottom, a little bit of room on this side just around, you know, where the leads are, and hopefully that will be enough to hold it in place. So I'm just trying to work out where the LEDs will go for the infinity mirror. So it'll come in here for the power, it'll loop around a couple of times, and then this part will have to go through a hole in the body here into the other cavity. So if it comes out around here, it can then wrap around the inside of this cavity for when I carve out the crack here. So we'll get the lights from behind it shining through to the front. Now you also might have noticed that I've drilled the holes, or some of the holes, for the strings and also for the bridge, but unfortunately when I drilled the middle two, I had to do them by hand. The pillar drill that I've got reaches the two on the outside, but the middle two I had to do by hand, and unfortunately for this one here, my drill bit broke off inside, so I'm going to have to work out how to get that drill bit out. It's about 4 mil below the surface. I'm probably going to have to cut a plug and get it out that way, then refill it and drill another hole. So that's set me back a little bit, but hopefully it shouldn't be too bad. So this is how it should look. We've got the LED lights in there wrapping around twice. There'll be the solid mirror on the back, and then on the top there'll be the two-way mirror. The LEDs will go out this little hole there in the gap, which will get us into the back cavity. So if we have a look over the back, these strips will come through and go around the outside here. Obviously it'll be a bit longer to cover the whole distance, and then it'll be lit up from the back as well to go through the crack in time on the front. Now the two-way mirror has to be held in place on the top of the body, so what I'm planning to do is to use these strips of ebony to make a frame. So there'll be a bit of a lip overhanging the cavity here, and then the mirror will attach underneath there. So I'll have this going around the outside all the way around, and then I'll have a nice sort of frame to attach the mirror to. Now you might sort of notice that near the bridge we've got the screws for the intonation, and if I make the frame, that's how it's sort of going to go, but my plan is to use magnets to attach this frame and mirror to the top of the body, so then the whole thing can be just lifted off easily, and I can access the screws there. So that's the next step, is to make the frame out of these strips of ebony. So I finished the surround for the infinity mirror and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. I've got a few gaps to fill and a little bit of sanding to do, but that won't take too long. And the last thing I need to on the body now is all of the contour carving. So I've got the angle grinder set up outside, so let's go and get that done. The body is pretty much done now. I've got all the carving, I've done all of the routing and the cavities, and I've drilled all the holes. So the final thing to do now is the sanding, and then the body will be ready for finishing. So in Doctor Who, there's normally companions, and they're the ones who tend to do all the important jobs that are the most essential things to do. So I think I might need some companions now, and I think I saw my daughter and my dog hanging around outside. Hi, there you are. Come on in.
G'day.
How you going?
Good, how are you?
Good. So I've got a really important job for you. You can do all of the sanding on my guitar. What do you reckon?
Sounds good to me.
All right, so you'll need those, and you will need the sander. So I'll just leave that for you. Mackie can give you a hand as well if you like. What do you reckon?
Perfect, easy done.
Excellent.
Cool, I'll get started.
Okay, I think we're all ready. You don't have anything important on at school for the next few weeks, do you?
Let's hope not.
Okay, let's get into it.
I think I'm finally done.
Awesome, let's have a look. Oh, that looks really good. Nice and smooth. Hey, where'd that crack come from though?
It definitely wasn't me.
Wasn't you? Maybe it's a crack in the space-time continuum. Or maybe this is how I did it.
Reached the end of our episode for today. If you like what you've seen, click like and subscribe. Next episode will be the final episode, so stay tuned for putting it all together.
We'll see you all next time. All right, why don't we go get some food? We can pack all this up later. What do you feel like?
I reckon some fish fingers and custard.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's go.